Okay, this is the second video for payroll tasks. This is for the extension. If you want the main section, then go back to the folder, the online folder, and go on the other video. Okay, so for the extension, first I'm just going to finish the bit that says for 2015. It's dead quick, just copying the sheet, move to end, do a copy, double click there, and call it 2015. And then you could change it to 6.5, 22.5, and 9,500. Whoops, should be 9. And everything updates, shows you how easy things are when you use cell references. Okay, so for the extension, this was just a little extra task to make it a little bit more realistic, because it wouldn't have worked for staff members that were earning lower than the personal allowance. So I'm going to add a new staff member. There's the staff number. I think I'll do it in the 2014 version. So there's the staff number. You can see a problem, it's lost the leading 0. A way to ensure that the leading 0 remains is to put a little apostrophe before it like that, which forces Excel to treat it like text. You'll see it's been done there as well. That's why it's got the little green thing, showing that there's something unusual about that cell. Okay, so you can see, well, when we put in this salary, then you're paying a negative amount of tax, which would mean the government was giving you money, which we know doesn't happen. So you can see there's a problem. So where is the problem? Well, pension. You're going to pay a pension, so that's fine. It's still 5.5% of 7,500. And taxable is not really an issue. It's the actual taxable that we need to change. Okay, so you've got one thing or another depending on a condition, so that's an if function. If the calculated taxable amount is lower than the personal allowance, actual taxable would be 0. So this is where you're going to have the result of this deliberation. Equals to work something out. Choose if out of your list, more functions and search if it's not there. So we're checking whether that is above that. And if it isn't, then taxable is going to be 0. And you see formula result shows, in this case, taxable will be 0. If it is, then basically you keep the calculations that you had there, which would be taxable, take away personal allowance. Personal allowance is up there. It needs to be pinned. It needs to use an absolute cell reference. I'm going to use F4 to put those dollars in for me. And that one formula is going to cover every eventuality. This eventuality for where we'll calculate same as what we did before, where they are earning above the personal allowance, and this one for where they're not. So if we OK that, because we've done format as table, I was expecting all the other ones to have done likewise, but they haven't, so I'll just copy them up with that. Hasn't worked. Check one that hasn't worked. References. I didn't actually do that on purpose. So there you go. Even people that are usually pretty good at this make mistakes. Checking is just such an important part of using Excel effectively, no matter what your level is. So let's try this new version. Copy it up. And it works. You could check it works by sticking another person in, and again giving them wages that are below the amount. And there you go, they pay no tax. So that's an example of actually using an if function for a useful thing in a real life kind of scenario.